Start. You doing it?
Tell me when.
On 3, go. 1, 2.
Welcome back, everybody.
All right. Okay. Fuck it.
Hey, show 21, dude.
Damn
We're
it,
legal.
I cursed word.
That's
I
right.
curse worded.
I'll beep you out.
Damn it.
We're not monetized.
We're not, but in the first 3 minutes, like it's a family-friendly show.
Poor
right?
form.
And maybe
I tell everybody it's not a family-friendly show.
I have to mark anytime you upload it onto Spotify or YouTube, like you have to
Not
mark, this is-
family-friendly.
This is not child-friendly.
I know. We had some family friends that they were like, or actually family too. They're like, oh my gosh, we saw one of your clips on TikTok. We want to check you out. I'm like, make sure the kids are not around and you have no company around that you care about what they think.
I don't know about the TikTok clips if there's a lot of cursing in there. I don't know if there is. I've never paid attention. Anyone I think it probably goes in one ear and out the other. I don't even hear myself cursing anymore. So
Yeah.
it's probably riddled with curse words.
So to kick the show off,
Yes.
I wanted to show you 2 videos.
2. Okay.
One is, you remember how you showed that dude doing the backflip?
By the way, if you're only listening, also go to YouTube because you're going to see it.
Yeah.
You need to see it.
Yeah,
You
experience
got to see it. The full experience it. Anyway.
So last episode, Adam, I don't know if you had a chance to see it. There was a tutorial video on how to do a backflip. It was the box method. So a dude stands in the square tile and he outlines the box with his hands, and then he jumps and does a backflip. And the goal is to land in the same tile, which he did,
On your feet.
but he landed on his head. So
Hey, technically, he did a backflip and landed in that same square.
So this isn't a tutorial per se,
Okay.
but this is a front flip variation that is extremely impressive.
All right, let's check it out. Oh my God.
And he lands
I was
it.
waiting for him to die. Holy shit, dude.
Dude, that's some balls.
I thought he was just going to do a fucking faceplant and break his neck.
I did too.
Whew.
But that's pretty awesome.
That
So
was-
anyway, so
that was good.
as kind of a follow-up to your failed backflip, I thought that was a pretty cool, successful front flip.
Hey, Mr. Box Flip Method, that's what
Yeah,
it's
take
done.
notes.
Although that guy had a running start and did a thing. He didn't do the
I would
box
say
method.
run, he had a 2-step.
Drop step, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a Euro step. I think you get 3 in Europe, right? That was a Euro step.
In the NBA, you get 5.
Yeah, okay. And then I had there's a video, and so every part of me wanted to say that this was fake.
Yeah.
But as a parent, as a dad, I was watching the dad's reaction, and the level of anger that he hits, I know I've had before.
Okay.
I think this is real. So this is like a real life stepbrothers incident.
All right.
Say you broke. Where'd you get it from? I mean, I fixed it today.
Yeah, but you were supposed to do job interviews today too.
Yeah, look at what I'm wearing. I did do it. I applied.
Where'd
It's
you
a
get the money?
grown man, and his dad's yelling at him. He clearly lives at home.
Your mother?
Mom gives me
Your
money.
mother gave you-
Yeah.
Mom gives me money.
Holy.
Fuck your window.
Sent that Xbox right through his back window.
Oh,
Dad's not happy.
you've experienced this level of anger?
No. Not this level, but just the way the dad speaks to him after this and the frustration he has.
There's glass everywhere. Dad.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Your mind's starting tomorrow. You're mowing lawns. You're gonna make
Your mind's starting to...
I mow lawns.
tough.
I don't want to be your slave. Clown shoes.
That
I
is
saw
how,
this meltdown. I'm like, this is stepbrothers in real life.
this is how I feel when I put on
And
the
his
suit
brother's
and
just
tie.
laughing at him filming it.
When I put on a suit and tie, that's how I feel. Like, get this off me, these fucking clown shoes.
Adult life.
You know what? If I'm gonna get my car destroyed, I'm gonna destroy his goddamn camera. Come here.
It's pretty awesome. I saw that. I'm like, I gotta show Johnny. That's pretty cool.
Wow. That's some...
Real life stepbrothers.
It totally is. That's exactly what it is.
So I kept wanting to say, like, this is fake. This is fake. But the level of destruction on that Forerunner when he smashes those windows and takes the bat to it, I'm like, that's probably real. Sends it. Sends that Xbox right
is
through
that
the
his
back
son's?
window.
I'm assuming that's his son's car.
Yeah.
And not the neighbor's car.
No,
He
that's
just
his
fucking
son. Yeah. He said, where'd you get the money to
Oh,
fix
dude.
the Xbox? Mom.
Mom's about to get
You're
the baseball
40,
bat
dude.
next.
What are you doing at home?
Dude, we were on a call last shift, and not my proudest moment, but this kid needed it. This kid had overdosed.
Did you give him the pep talk?
I didn't want to give him. He started this like fake. He started like that fake crying, and that's what I said. I looked at him dead in the eye. I put my hand on my shoulder. I said, "Stop it!
Yeah,
stop it right now!
Knock it off! You knock it off right now!"
I went into dad mode.
Yeah.
Like we sat him down on the curb, and he's like, "It's hot! It's so hot!" I said, "Sit down. It's not hot. It's warm. Look." And I sat down next to him, put my hand on his shoulder. I was like, "You need to calm down."
Yeah.
Just total dad mode.
He needed some parental guidance,
and he calmed down.
Sometimes the people we go on just need it.
That poor kid.
An adult.
I think he was like 20. He's got a long bum life ahead of him.
Parents.
But I told after that, I was like, God damn it! I'm like,
yeah.
I went total dad mode on this kid.
Sometimes you got to. Sometimes they need it.
He needed it.
Dude, what do you got?
So
much shit.
So much happening that I went with my quick attack segment again. I've got like 5, 6 topics that we just burn it through real quick. Home. Adam, real quick, pull up my quick attack and go immediately to the New York City lifeguard crisis.
Oh.
I just want you to listen to
crisis?
This. Just listen to what it says. You got to play it.
Those jobs that we are in high demand, we could expedite. How do we have a large body of people that are in our city and country that are excellent swimmers, and at the same time we need lifeguards? And the only obstacle is that we won't give them the right to work to become a lifeguard.
So you can quit playing it. So the people he's referring to that are in this country that are excellent swimmers are the Mexicans.
Stop it. No.
So
are you serious? This is the mayor of New York.
This is the mayor of New York City describing all these people who are in their city that are excellent swimmers.
Why don't they want to be like
them to work? Why?
So he's saying like we could do that because they're excellent swimmers. Like we could find them jobs.
We can. The only reason we can't make them lifeguards is because they don't have a right to work here.
Wow.
I thought that very ironic. And if you look at the lady next to her, she's like, yep.
Wow.
But how
Talk
ironic
about stereotyping and
how ironic that a black man is sitting there stereotyping a whole people saying that they're excellent swimmers.
Especially a liberal, like a person who is,
and that there is a stereotype of black people that they can't swim. It's like, is the irony not lost on you, sir? You should not be making these wide sweeping generalizations of an entire race.
Wow. That's pretty awesome, dude.
I thought that was funny.
Not going to dive into it right away, but I want you to know I'm doing speaking of New York, and this is why I'm going to plug this in here, but so I'm just going down the little conspiracy trip. Somebody had mentioned, I'm doing some data, I'm digging. I'm gonna put together a little piece for you in the future, but just to give you a little snippet, I was watching a guy, somebody who points out some inconsistencies and some things and asks some questions, but one of the things he talks about is the subway and about how if you do any research into that, it's very hard to find anything about the subway. So the story of this is
about
it was
the subway
being built.
Okay.
So the story is that and I have a couple notes on it, but the construction started in October of 1904. And then in 1905 or 1906, it was finished and opened. And the first segment was a stretch from the New York City Hall to Bleecker Street. That's about 8.5 miles.
They did that in 2 years. I tell you what, they can't build a fire. They can't build a fire station here in 2 years.
Yeah, allegedly. So that's his big thing. Is he's like, I don't think that the subway system that we built, maybe it was already there, maybe we found it, maybe something's going on. But he said when you start looking up all these photos of the construction of the subway, he said all you can find really is one finished one with 4 guys kind of standing around like, hey, look, we built it, but there's nothing showing the construction. So I went through and just started digging through some of these archives. All of these photos they show, so there's the New York Historical Photograph Society or something like that, but there's multiple books. So this book is from 1900 to 1932. There's over 4,000 photos. Majority of the photos are from 1900 to 1904. So a majority of that 4,000. I clicked through almost the whole first book. There's nothing of the subway, but there's photo after photo after photo after photo of the construction of the sewers. And so the whole sewer system they show, but there's like nothing of the subway. And so one of the questions that the guy goes on to ask is, he's like, this is a time, so from 1883 until 1903, horse-drawn streetcar was a standard mode of transportation. So if from 1883 to 1903, that was the standard, how were they moving in all the machinery? How were they? What were they using to actually dig out these subway tunnels to dig 8.5 miles?
Chinese people
of subway, and that was what we had talked about. Maybe dynamite, maybe explosives, but there's no pictures of it being done. This is the deepest one they show, and that's why I put this picture in here. But you can see the sewer pipes and whatnot. And this again is a photo that's classified as working on the sewer. So I kind of went on to look a little bit, and you know, the big question was how they build those massive tunnels in just under a year. There's no construction photos. So the sewer system began in 1849, and that was spurred by a huge cholera outbreak in New York. And so, but they built 70 miles of sewers in 5 years.
Okay.
So to do 8.5 miles of subway in 2 years, maybe not, or a year and a year, just under a little over a year, not super out of the norm. But it's just interesting some of the stuff that they're throwing around about the possible conspiracy of the actual New York subway and how it got there. Well, just how it got there, saying that we found it. We didn't build it.
They have no answers for anything. They're just saying like, what happened?
Well, so the guy who proposed this is saying that is the answer, is that we didn't build it, that we found it, that it was already existing.
There was already a subway, and nobody mentioned anything about this. Not one worker. Nobody said, "Hey, dude, we found this elaborate tunnel system."
I'm just explaining to you. I tried to dig to find some of your rebuttal, and you can't find anything.
That's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
All kinds of stuff of historic photos, but nothing about the subway. So, like I said, I just started poking my nose into it. I thought it was interesting. You can find tons of photos of the sewers being built, but nothing about the subway.
I'm gonna venture to say,
I know what you're gonna say.
You don't know what I'm gonna say.
I know what you're gonna
What
say.
do you think I'm gonna say?
I'm going to venture to say that we probably did it, and over the course of time, people forgot, and just because nobody talked about it or didn't stop and take a picture of it, doesn't mean we didn't do it.
That's not what I was going to say at all.
Oh.
I was going to say, back then, I'm imagining there weren't a lot of permitting issues, right? There weren't a lot of human labor laws back then. They were probably just fucking grinding through Chinese people down there in the subways, and they don't want a lot of pictures taken when they're chucking the dead bodies of the Chinese people out the other hole.
That's possible. I will say that, so one of the things I was able to find was a schematic plan, because that's one of the things they say is like, you can't find evidence of any of this, like the structure being built. You can't show the pictures. So here's a schematic plan of, in quotes, a railway extension, but these are dated 1914. Mm-hmm. So there is a paper trail at this point, but trying to go back as far as I could, like there's nothing. I mean, they have this in 1914. You would think just 10 years prior, in 1904, when they were first building it, you would be able to find something, but you can't.
I guess you should probably look at other massive undertakings in the city at that time and see what the records were that they kept back then.
Like I said, I thought the concept was interesting. I thought the claim was interesting. I haven't done a full deep dive on it. I just started kind of poking around. I thought it was kind of interesting.
Just don't like some guy that, hey, I never found a work order permit from 1904 in the subway.
No.
Maybe it was here all along.
And the guy proposing it is very much a believer in
nonsense, probably.
No. And we've talked about this before about previous civilizations, or, he believes that there's been multiple cycles of a flood, if you will, or mud floods, or a reset of society, and that a lot of this, and we've talked about this before with like pyramids and stuff, right? So like if there was a catastrophic event, World War III happened, they drop a nuke, we're all living out in the woods. 100 years from now, they're going to find primitive tools and go, oh, look at the people before us, they use these primitive tools, if nobody knew that.
In my mind,
I'm just saying the concept.
No, it could totally happen, and I agree with you as far as the theory goes. Like, absolutely, that could happen. Who are we to say that it couldn't?
Yeah.
But as you're digging, like, hey, let's start a subway tomorrow. You and me, we're going to start a subway. And we dig 20 feet down, and you're like, holy shit, there's a fucking train here.
Well,
we're going to say something to somebody.
Well, what if you were digging and found that, and you went, oh, look, we can say we built this. So that's what he's saying is it didn't necessarily start with the idea of, hey, let's build a subway to get around underground New York. Somebody found it and was like, holy shit, look what we could turn this into, and say that we built this.
I would think that there's way too many people involved in that project for them to say that this was here all along, and not one person would say like, dude, this is old shit. It's here forever. Like, I just don't buy that. Nobody would have said that, hey, holy shit, there's a fucking tunnel system here with the subway and the trails, like tracks and everything. It's here. No one.
No way to know.
Nobody.
No way to know.
Nobody is able to keep their mouth shut for that fucking long. Nobody. Doesn't happen. Doesn't fucking happen.
Never know.
No, I know.
Okay.
People don't just fucking, everyone that's involved keeps their fucking lips shut to the grave. It doesn't happen.
Okay.
Only way it's going to happen is if you, me, and Adam commit a murder tonight, like, hey, we're taking this to our grave.
And even then,
maybe.
maybe not.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, I give it to you.
I just that's the.
I just thought it was interesting.
They did find another thing, a chamber in the pyramid using is it
like infrared almost?
I think it's
sonar.
I want to say LiDAR, but that might be the wrong
LiDAR
terminology.
Right. That sounds right.
I know that's a thing, but it might not be LiDAR that they used. But they did. They found something now. They have to excavate it. They're like, hey, it's another tunnel leading into the King's Chamber.
Did you ever watch those the ancient mysteries or whatever? It's got to do with the with the weird
ancient aliens.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course.
So did you ever see that they found that one chamber underneath that was sealed, and it was, I don't know if it was like steel doors. It was X amount thick or something, and they went to go open it, and
was steel, because they didn't have steel back then.
Well, that's why it was weird, or some type of material, but that's why it was weird because it didn't fit with the materials that were being used. But there was some alleged curse written on the door, and then the government stepped in and was like, absolutely not, you can't open that. So like they've never opened that.
What government?
Wherever they were at, Egypt or
No, I never saw it. This guy's.
It was on one of the episodes. Yeah,
this guy's also. Why
Something
does
like
everybody that
Quetzalcoatlus
knows the secrets to the lost world look like that dude? That's why you can't believe him. Like,
They have
dude,
an open mind.
get a haircut, find some clothes.
Third eye is open.
Yeah, no, they're insane. Partly, at least. Maybe the journey has made them mad. Speaking of the journey making people mad, have you? This episode just came out on Rogan, but Terrence Howard.
I want to see it so bad.
I'm like 2 hours into it right now.
I've seen that guy talk, and he's Billy Carson's level, like super genius, but also kind of crazy.
So all the shit he's talking about in there, the mathematics, the physics, and everything, is over my head. Like I have no way of knowing what he's saying is accurate, because he's talking about very deep mathematical things, and like I barely could get by 7th grade math.
Yeah.
So like I don't know what he's talking about, but the way he has this rote memorization of everything he's talking about is very impressive. I could possibly see him being some genius, because the man just rattles a ton of shit off.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember that much information about my own life, and he's got it about all this
I remember
deep
what I
shit.
ate yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was very interesting. So I've got a couple things earmarked that I want to go back and look at, but I don't even know what to say about the episode. Like, I want you to listen to it. I want everybody to listen to it.
I'm going to try and listen to it tomorrow. The only thing I saw, and I saw that he was on there. Yeah, I saw that he was on there, and I immediately got excited because I figured between him and Rogan, the dialogue would be awesome. But the only thing I read was Rogan's caption that said, I have no idea if this is true or not, but
that's kind of where I'm at.
But if it is, like, this could change the way we see everything.
That's it. So, yes, I'm kind of with Rogan there. Like, if he's, I don't know if any of it's true.
Because he said some crazy stuff like 1 + 1, or you know, like 1 × 1 can't be 1, because if you, I mean, I've seen a couple of his other things mathematically, and I'm like, okay, this makes sense, and then he says something else. Well, if these are true, then this can't be true. And I'm like, but if you have something once and you only have it one time, that's still only one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that, it makes sense to me.
Well, yeah. Well, again, he goes into mathematical theories and things like that I have no way of knowing if it's accurate.
Yeah.
I know Neil deGrasse Tyson shit on some of his theories, but Neil deGrasse Tyson shits on everything that's outside of his
and also, he sounds
bubble.
like an idiot half the time too.
He's an egomaniacal jackass, and I think if something doesn't quite jive with what's in his head, it's bullshit.
Yeah. Well, and he's changed
not
his
even
tune
willing to
about the same topic multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is very interesting to listen to. And if he is right about what he's saying, it does. It changes everything you know about the world and the universe. And what makes me, I guess, skeptical, like, really? Like, you're the only person?
Yeah, to figure it out?
Yeah, to figure it out?
Yeah.
But if there are other people that have thought like him or came up with these ideas, and he's being shut down because it goes against the mainstream, maybe those other people were too.
Maybe,
and just because he is famous, he's able to get his word out because he's famous.
Right.
And obviously, if you don't know who Terrence Howard is, he's an actor. He's played on TV shows, multiple movies. Pretty good actor. So, I mean, you definitely know him if you saw him.
You know, throw him up on the screen, Adam?
Yeah, take a pic. That's Terrence Howard. Handsome looking fella.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, like, whether he's right or not, the dude's a genius. Like, he fucking goes deep on a lot of things in a lot of different directions.
I always go back to the math thing, because remember how they were saying, like, math is racist, and you know, the whole woke mindset was like, you know, just because 1 + 1 is 2 to you doesn't mean it's 2 to me, because I may have never learned that. So it might be 3 to me. And I'm like, I always go back to the engineering side of it. Like, try and build a building or a structure with your racist math of 1 + 1 = 3 and let me know how that goes. So with his crazy stuff and the stuff that he throws out, like I wonder how that translates.
A lot of the math that he
world.
tries, not even necessarily debunk, he just says that they're wrong because these equations they use, they always wind up having to round off with some sort of theory or something like that. He's like, so all these equations, they never take it out all the way. They never figure it out. They use these rounding things here, and it's widely accepted to do so, but you never get to an answer by doing that. So these people that have these mathematical theorems about physics are able to just talk you in circles and never give you a straight answer because there is no answer because they're using incorrect equations.
Yeah. So I haven't seen the Rogan one, but I've seen him do a different talk. And the one that he talks about the math loop, the number loops, and how everything kind of goes back to that one same number. Like I always thought that was pretty interesting.
One thing that he said that was really interesting, it kind of made me think. He was talking about gravity and gravity as we know it. Like there's not something necessarily holding us down, pushing us down. We are electronically attracted to the earth.
Yeah.
He's talking about harmony and how everything finds its level, blah, blah, blah. But he said...
Buoyancy?
Huh?
Talking about buoyancy?
No.
Oh.
Well, when he talks about gravity, he said the only thing holding us down is everything's going into spiral. We're going around the sun, the Earth's rotating. He's like, that's what's holding us down, the G-force, the gravity. He's like, there's not some magical thing in Earth holding us down. He said, he started talking about electronic charges. He said, take a magnet above the surface. He was big on magnetic things. He's like, take a magnet above the surface. He's like, it has this charge here, and you will find things in the dirt that will float up to it because of electronic charges. It's trying to find its equal, and it does. He's like, there's no gravity involved there. He's like, there's electronic waves. He made some, dude, I can't do it justice.
Yeah.
You really have to listen to it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm excited.
Honestly, take notes.
Okay.
And it's hard to do while you're driving and at the gym and stuff, but I would sit there and stop. I'm like, the fuck did he just say? Like,
dude, you should have run it through GPT and got the condensed version.
I don't think there's any condensing that. I think I might break Chat GPT.
We gotta wait for 5.
Dude. Oh, he also said that he's got all these patents, and one of his patents, he claims that every AR and VR platform in existence is run on his patent, and is something that he patented, but he let just kind of expire. But he held the patent. I can't remember the term for it. Not patent expire, but it's something.
Yeah.
And he said that he said, like, just look it up. He's like, they pulled it up on the show there. He's like, every single company in tech uses this patent. And like, when they pulled it up, it's like Google was on there, Meta was on there, IBM was on there, everything was on there, Oracle. They all use this one thing. But I'd have to go look at the show notes. Are you looking at it right here?
Adam's got it. Yeah, I just looked up, Googled something, and it showed a patent.
That's it. That's what they're talking about right there.
And that's his?
That's it.
Yeah, inventor Terrence Howard.
And there's something, it's not in the abstract, but it's somewhere else in the patent, and you can see every company that uses this.
No shit.
And he's like, he said something to the tune of, this patent has already made these companies combined $700 trillion. He's like, and I get nothing because I did this, like let it, whatever, didn't renew it or some shit.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah.
Huh. Did you find him more entertaining than Billy Carson's? Or do you find it at the same level? Or?
So entertaining and interesting are two different things to me. Billy Carson's entertaining.
Yeah.
Because that man, it sends your mind in a lot of different places. You're like, and it makes you think, also called bullshit. It's got everything you want in a good story.
Right.
Right. Whereas Terrence Howard was very deep thinking stuff. Like, and again, I don't know what he's talking about. I just don't know.
Yeah.
So I kind of have to take his word for it.
Sure.
Until he's able to debate somebody that has more credentials or whatever that can. And another thing, like if they sat down and did this, like, hey, let's run your equation and let's run mine. I don't fucking know who's right anyway. Because it's this big, long equation that I'll never know.
Yeah, you still say somebody's word on how to actually progress through the equation.
Like, yeah, all that shit looks. I need fucking Matt Damon, Good Will Hunting. I need him to come back and say what's what.
You need a beautiful mind.
That's the thing I think that most people can't wrap their head around no matter what. When all these people are talking these high level physics and mathematics, we're like, we just kind of hear, wah, 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 wah. And we tune out, we're like, all right, man, what's on Netflix?
Yeah, oh, cool, man.
Yeah.
That's a cool theory.
Cool story.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so interesting. Listen to it.
Just kind of while you're talking about just math and numbers in general, did you see that Google deleted that Australian pension fund, 125 billion on accident.
Deleted an Australian. How can Google delete a pension fund?
So it was a cloud server error.
No, what?
They had their, yeah. So I linked the article to it, but
What? Walk me through this.
I didn't have, so what led to the outage? So it occurred due to the deletion of the company Unisuper. Oh, you got a pop-up ad, standby.
Pop-up ads.
I don't know what this is. It's
All
this,
these news services
it's
have
this
1,000
Business Insider
pop-up ads. I
web,
hate it.
yeah. So it deleted their subscription, which included its geographical redundancies meant to safeguard against outages and data loss.
Whoops. How
So-
much was it?
125 billion in their pension fund. So I didn't read long
think
enough
that's a lot of money.
to I didn't read far enough to see how they're gonna redo that. I'd imagine they can go back and figure out the data.
Can't you
but
just hit undo?
yeah, so it says the outage
Like
is
your Google, figure that shit out.
yeah, the outage is extremely frustrating and disappointing, says Google. They reassured members that no personal data was compromised, and they
Just lost
they just
$125
attributed
billion.
it to a glitch in Google's cloud service.
Cost of doing business. Sometimes things happen.
Yeah. So it says that company Unisuper had backups in place with an additional service provider. So those backups have minimized the data loss. But yeah, Google Cloud error. That's 125 Bs. That's kind of a big one.
I don't know how that's working, but let's just say the money's gone for a little bit. Like, is it just losing the data of
Yeah, I don't know.
people, or did it lose money?
Because I wouldn't think that you could keep money in
No,
the cloud.
And again, I don't know how that works when you're coming to stocks, bonds.
if it's
like,
crypto, can you do? I mean, I don't know.
maybe.
You delete
Because
crypto.
I'm thinking if you legitimately wiped out somebody's $125 billion that's in stocks, bonds, things like that, you're losing tens of millions, hundreds of
On
millions of dollars a day,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, woo,
I don't know.
better figure that shit out.
We think we
Google.
got payroll issues? Shoot.
Yeah, right? Hey, I didn't get my nighttime differential pay.
Shoot. Yeah. Let it be $125 billion.
Yeah, where's my $40? I'm fucking losing it.
I came across something pretty cool I want to share with you. I know you were talking about the VR headsets and what was the Meta 3? Is that what you call
The
it?
Meta 3,
Yeah.
and then there's the Vision Pro from Apple.
So we had talked about virtual reality and like Simulon, the virtual effects from last show, and all the stuff that you're gonna be able to do with it soon. So there's a virtual reality water slide that you can do with these goggles. And I think you can actually go down the water slide so you feel the water, but the goggles place you someplace different. If you click on that, Adam.
What do you mean you feel the water? So you're
So
actually
you're
going
in a
down
water
the water
slide,
slide,
but you got the goggles on.
What?
And it can take you clearly visually someplace else, but you feel the spray of the water and whatnot. But that dude's on like a roller coaster. And so they can match the path of the terrain, because VR, as you spin around, it's just going to show you wherever. But
Yeah.
the terrain and the path match where the slide is going.
That's cool. That's real cool.
That would be kind of a neat amusement park. So that's
was
going to be
gonna
the
say,
next wave
that
of
can
water parks right there.
Change everything. I think I told you this. I went to downtown Disney. This was probably 6-7 years ago, and you could put on VR headsets and you could play a Star Wars game or whatever. But basically, you put on the headset, and obviously everything in virtual reality is around you. But you could walk around in these little areas, and it mimicked everything in the game.
Really?
So I mean, it was
Could you interact with stuff?
to an extent,
Okay.
but it was basically small scale of what that is.
Now, did you get like woozy at all?
No, I
Like
don't
a
get
vertigo.
I don't get motion sickness or
Okay.
anything like that.
I just didn't know because I remember we had talked about with the moving platforms, and the whole reason that they had said you couldn't do that because your brain, the senses, like you get sick. So I wondered if just moving around physically with the goggles on, if it
That
would.
Disney moving pad, you saw that, right? Looks like you're walking with
Yeah,
a bunch of
the
little ball bearings.
omnidirectional,
That thing's
yeah.
cool as shit. But let me show you something, Adam. Pull up. Speaking of Disney and AI, pull up Nightmare AI and just look at this thing. It's just a face of a Disney
Oh.
AI character.
Yes, I saw this.
Jesus Christ, that would give your fucking.
So,
I mean, they're obviously going to put skin over
yeah.
that.
Do you know the whole deal with that is
No.
they are? So I read this last show. I didn't get a chance to show this. They're learning how to do the eye movements. That's why they have it exposed, because they say that right now with robots and all the different functions that they can perform, but the one thing that keeps them from being lifelike is the eyes.
Yeah,
And so Disney is perfecting the eyes with this robot, and then these are going to be like in their parks and stuff. So once they put skin on them, so you won't necessarily know that that's not a real human.
I don't want Disney to be the first company that perfects human robots.
Dude, did you ever hear about like the It's a Small World conspiracy at Disneyland? I don't know if it was a conspiracy, but like, so the story goes back when they were building it.
Legend has it.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a button, like a legendary music button. But that, I don't know if like people died during the making of it or it had something to do with kids at one point, but like they were saying that staff that works there, there's all these accounts of people saying that the animatronics like kind of do their own things sometimes, which glitch of the Matrix, you know, Ghost Machine, whatever you want to call it. But that people, staff that work there all say that they're terrified of being around that ride, especially at night, like after close hours. And they say that they can hear like hauntings and whatnot. I'm sure you could pull something.
It's creepy as fuck. It's creepy as fuck in the daytime when there's a lot of people around you.
So now imagine you got animatronic kids that look real going through that stuff. Like that's,
I honestly wouldn't want to be alone in that.
yeah, a lot of people say that, that it's
what.
haunted.
Yeah, you don't like now all of a sudden Disney's gonna have real robots, lifelike robots. Dude, fucking terrifying.
Yeah. So anyway, there's tons of accounts of people that worked at Disney or, you know, at the park or whatnot, that they're all terrified of that ride.
I would be too.
Yeah.
Like I said, during the day, it's just
the music
creepy.
is enough to terrify me.
It's creepy.
Yeah. Isn't that song stuck in your head?
Yeah.
Small world after
I'm out. Dude, I got chills. Dude, so a couple big things in the news
Yeah, a lot of
that
big
we
things.
should touch on.
Mhm.
There was, wait, do you tell me what you want to talk about? We could talk about Mr. P. Diddy,
Talk about it.
or we could talk about Harrison Butker.
Start with Diddy.
Let's start with Diddy.
Start with Diddy.
Adam, if you pull it up on my thing, Diddy, there, it probably just shows the original video here.
Oh, you got the assault video?
Yeah, I got the video. So this is a video of him assaulting his then girlfriend in 2016.
Yep.
Cassie, who had filed a lawsuit against him, and she actually talks about this incident in
Yeah, it's cited in her
cited
lawsuit.
in the lawsuit.
Yeah. Yep.
And he, of course, said didn't happen. She's just trying to get money, blah, 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 blah. Well, 8 years later, here's the fucking video of him beating the shit out of her, grabbing her fucking by the hair and everything, and
Kicks
dragging
her
her
a
away.
bunch of times while
Kicks
she's down.
her.
Shows him running down the hallway in a towel.
Yeah, giant piece of shit.
Yeah.
Giant piece of shit.
So, two things on this. Like he drops her right there with a shot. So there was a post because him and 50 have a, I don't know if they have necessarily a beef, but 50 keeps firing at
He
all
keeps
kinds of
shitting
stuff.
on him. Yeah.
So 50 had a post that said the LA district attorney confirmed that Diddy can't be charged for this 2016 assault on Cassie Ventura.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know if it's past the statute of limitations of the complaint, but I would imagine with her citing this in the lawsuit for the reason that she's suing him and this coming out as evidence. So I don't know if I understand this correctly, they can't just see this and go, hey, we can charge you with assault. But if they all find that the lawsuit, you know, if the judge decides the lawsuit is valid, then they can use this as evidence corroborating what she said happened.
I hope she takes him for everything he's got. Did you see his apology video?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was in a bad place. I went to therapy. Shut the fuck up, man.
So
You're a colossal piece of shit. You denied every bit about this.
well, and if you listen to people like what's our girl's name? No, not that one. Why am I blanking on her name? She was with Daily Wire, then she was let go.
Candace Owens.
Yes, thank you. If you listen to Candace Owens, what she talks about it, she says multiple times that there's nothing going to, I mean, other people say it as well, but she is very big about nothing's going to happen to this guy. This guy's a CIA asset, just like Epstein. There's other people saying that like they're going to find a way to get him off. One guy went as far as, I can't remember his name, but he was like, watch, he's going to find God. He's going to start a church. He's going to make more money in the religious movement.
That's the playbook. That's the playbook. Find God. But man, here, play his video. Play his bullshit apology video.
I take full responsibility.
Oh, you do?
Is that your grandfather?
It's not my grandfather.
Oh my God. I'm so tired of pop-ups.
Anyway, so he's got an apology video. It's crap.
His apology video is total bullshit. Right? Again, keep in mind, he denied every bit about this, said it was all false allegations, and now all of a sudden,
Until there's proof.
oh, I'm sorry. And who suppressed this video for 8 years?
One thing I want to ask though, and again, trying to go detective on this, like, is this real? Is this not real? Did you see the hotel they were in? It looks like
just the hallway.
it looks the hallway and the rooms and the elevator. Like, looks like a common place, like Hampton Inn. Like, it doesn't look like you're staying in some suite in some, like, to me, the video, it looked like that's like Gen Pop.
Is it?
Gen Pop Hotel. I feel like it is.
I don't know.
I feel like every apartment we go to or hotel we go to, like it's the same. It doesn't look high end. It doesn't look private. It doesn't look. So I'm like, is that really?
Play this. If you got it, Adam, play it. Listen to this bitch.
On the darkest times in your life.
The darkest time.
Sometimes you got to do that. I was up.
Sometimes you got to do that. You got to abuse
I
women.
hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
Except you are making excuses
I take
already.
full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted.
That it got out.
Yeah.
I was disgusted
That I got
then
caught.
when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
If you were so disgusted
When
then
I saw
and now, why are you
professional
denying her accusations?
Not only that, but let's actually call this
Fuck
what it
this
is.
guy.
Like, taking full responsibility for something in an incident like this specifically isn't just saying I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you make it better?
That's
taking
part of your
full
responsibility. Yeah.
How
Whether we're
about-
talking about jail time?
Yeah, jail time. Pay her the money that she's saying
Yeah.
that you owe her for all the abuse. Like, maybe fess up to some other shit. Like, that's full responsibility.
That's part of being a fucking
Saying
adult.
sorry
Yeah.
is not full responsibility.
Good
That's
fuck,
that's
good
pretty
fucking
weak.
point. Yeah.
That's pretty weak.
Yeah. Fuck him.
Yeah, this scumbag dude.
Anyway. Fuck. Moving on.
Yeah.
What a cocksucker.
Yeah, he'll be in the news for months to come. I'm sure the worst of it's not even out. I'm sure, like everybody says, that there's gonna be more shit than all that.
What you said though is probably 100% accurate. He's going to find Jesus. He's all, that's the playbook,
Dude,
man.
somebody's claiming that he's going
Rehab.
to start a church and he's going to have a whole new following. He'll make more money doing that than he has up till now.
If anybody goes to his church, you're a piece of shit too.
Yeah.
Look at who this man is, and you already know how it's going to go down.
Yep.
He's a fraud, and he's going to fucking rope you into it too. Fuck him. Not saying that somebody can't change,
Sure.
but the fact that he completely denied every bit of this and only says I'm sorry once the video came
In
out.
addition to all the other allegations that
Yep.
are looking to be factual.
Everything else is
all the
sounding
other
a lot
accounts
more
and
accurate.
stories of horrible things that are looking more and more to be factual. Like this isn't just one time he went too far and beat up his girlfriend. Like,
Well, he was
Sex
at the
trafficking.
was at the lowest point of his life.
yeah,
Rock
and sometimes
bottom.
you just got to do that.
Yeah. What a fucking
Just beat up a girl. All right, man.
damn
Cool.
it, man. So, moving on from that bit of controversial news.
Yeah.
The big thing in the news everyone's talking about over the last few days is kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, Harrison Butker.
Yeah. What a stud, dude.
What do you think about it? Tell me.
I'll tell you this. I didn't see the full commencement speech.
I'll link it. It's like
Yeah.
20 something minutes.
I was going to put it in there. I linked some other things. I will say that there's been a couple arguments made that once you are the kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, because there was just before I get to what I think, there was a chick who's a cheerleader. She's a no-name cheerleader. She's a nobody, but she was trying to, have her 10 minutes of fame. And she's a Chiefs cheerleader. She made a post about basically explaining to Harrison Butker about, let me explain it to you. You are associated with a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Like, you aren't just Harrison Butker anymore. You're Harrison Butker of the Kansas City Chiefs. So anything you say that doesn't go with the narrative or with, whatever the parent company wants, or if you say anything that they don't agree with, like, you will pay the price.
Sure.
So I get that to a degree. However,
Okay.
Harrison Butker went to a Catholic college. Harrison Butker.
I just want to say one thing, though. She's talking about the narrative, and you have to act a line in accordance. They don't have a problem with Travis Kelce acting a goddamn fool everywhere he goes.
They don't
crushing
have
beer
a problem
cans
with people in the National Football League taking a knee for the national anthem or not even coming out for the national anthem.
Finish your thought. I'm sorry to interrupt. We can get to that.
He went to, from my understanding, he went to this Catholic college. He's giving a commencement speech at a Catholic college. He's a devout Christian or Catholic. I'm not sure exactly.
Right now,
the
he's
delineation
preaching
between
to the choir, so to speak.
And my understanding is from the snippets that I heard, he's just talking about women being moms, women being wives, the traditional woman role, familial speaking in history. In my understanding, he didn't come out and bash anybody for doing anything else, but he was just in support of women being that traditional motherly woman role.
Yeah, matter of fact, he talks about his wife. He tears up talking about his wife. Seems to be a very loving, devout husband.
So I think good for him. He's got a moral high ground. He has no problem sticking to it. You get a lot of people, nowadays that will say they're Catholic, say they're Christian, they'll say certain things, but everybody's afraid to I don't want to say speak up for what they believe in, but to demonstrate it or to show it or to verbalize it.
Or to actually speak up.
In a certain way, right? So I think that what he did is amazing. I think he should be commended for what he did. I think he's walking a moral high ground. He's not doing something demonstrative. He's not doing something negative. Like, the guy's got a stance and he stuck to it. I think good for him, man.
Okay.
I think good for him. That's my view.
So I guess you could take that argument two ways. Number one, yeah, you should be able to. He's again, like I said, preaching to the choir. He is a Catholic man speaking at a Catholic college, speaking about his values. You can kind of say that about everybody we talk about on the left too. You know, the gay rights, this, that, and the other, trans, this and that. Like, yes, you should be able to sit there and say whatever you want. That's the way you believe. That's fine. Harrison Butker, you do not have to agree with him. You don't have to live your life according to his values. The big difference is he's not shoving it down your throat and making you live this way and telling you need to accept it. He is speaking to people that wanted to hear him speak. You don't hear any boos in that crowd, anybody walking up, getting away and leaving. I think I probably would have chose some different wording, what he says. I mean, some of the stuff
he hammers it home that he disagrees with what's going on.
And not even that part. I'm just specifically talking about when he talks about women being in the home. Like, he kind of makes it sound like you're only going to find your happiness once you're a mother and a wife.
Yeah.
Some women, yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I probably would have chosen some different wording, but I'm not Harrison Butker.
Right.
So the NFL made it known that he is not speaking for us.
Yeah.
This man isn't talking about us. Meanwhile, they don't seem to fucking care when. Let me pull it. Let me pull up this one stat real quick. Let me see if I can find it. They have fucking players every fucking year for the last however many years.
I got it. You want me to read it to you?
Yeah.
So since 2000, arrests include 129 cases of domestic violence. 120 assault and battery cases, and a handful of murder homicide cases since 2000.
Yeah.
There's 50 NFL players arrested on average every year.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's getting booed because he talked about.
Yeah. Apparently, it's okay to get drunk as shit and fucking kill people while you're driving.
Sure.
It's apparently okay to actually just murder people.
Well, and this is the stuff that they have to report on. How much of that stuff gets covered up?
Exactly. It's okay to beat your wife or your girlfriend. That's totally fine. You can get in a bar fight.
Unless you're Ray Rice and it's on camera.
Unless you're Ray Rice and it's on camera. And even then, like, they were damn near getting ready to let him back.
Yeah.
Like, everyone deserves a second chance. The only reason he didn't come back is because he was past his prime.
Yeah.
Only fucking reason.
Yeah.
So, but Harrison Butker, because he's talking about traditional family values in accordance to his religion. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
You know who didn't fucking clap back at him is the fucking heiress to the Kansas City Chiefs, who basically celebrated his right to speak his views and have his opinions. She had his back. Like, cool. That's nice to know my boss has my back.
Well, it was cool because, you know, when that reporter asked her and she was talking to him, she had cited her mom as being such a formative figure in her life, and that she supported him for what he said because she knows the importance and the values that having her mom around as a mom, as a wife, what that made her into as an adult.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that she said she supports him and supports his, you know, him standing up for what he believes in, that's awesome. Like, dude, if Gracie Hunt is supporting you, they're not.
You're fine. The Kansas
You're not
City
getting
Chiefs are,
fired.
You're fine.
What I think is mega fucked is, did you see that the Kansas City, city of Kansas City,
on their X account,
posted Harrison Butker's address and said, "Just so you know,
not his address, but the city he lives in.
Yeah, here's the city that he lives in." It's like,
wow,
really?
And then later, I mean, they removed it and said,
they came back and said sorry.
I don't even think they apologized. They basically said that was posted in error. Like, that wasn't in error. That wasn't
that was
mistake.
on purpose.
You did it on purpose. Really?
Be like Diddy and accept full responsibility.
Who's running that fucking account in that? Yeah, right.
Who's
running that X account?
I was happy
they
to
should
see
be fired.
Though, after this whole shenanigans, like, Butker women's jerseys, football jerseys are selling out.
So I saw that. And
do you think he's buying them himself?
No. But I saw that there was no evidence.
They love me.
I couldn't find any actual evidence, and maybe I just didn't look in the right place. I couldn't find any actual evidence of his jerseys being sold out. On a couple website, people posted celebrating that they were sold out.
Yeah.
Basically said that they're not available.
Oh, so it could have been that they took them down. Yeah, okay. I can see that. Just play on words.
And which would be totally fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, you can't buy this dude's jersey.
Yeah.
I don't understand why the NFL and Nike and everybody was so quick to celebrate Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. Good for you, man. Like, go after the causes you're passionate about. Fine. Why is the NFL okay supporting that? But when this man speaks out, it's like, they distance themselves. Like that makes
Well,
no
and
sense.
again,
to me.
like you hit the nail on the head. Like this guy did not commit a crime. This guy did not get arrested. This guy wasn't speeding, wasn't drunk, didn't wrap his car around a pole, didn't hit anybody. This guy stood up and said, hey, these are my religious values. This is what I believe in. And this is, I think women should be celebrated in the form of being a wife and a mother.
Yeah. And did you see fucking Pat?
Really?
Did you see Patrick Mahomes on Pat McAfee's show?
No.
So I didn't see it. I just saw a couple snippets of it. But basically, he wouldn't even have his teammates back. Like, he's basically saying that, oh, he's a kicker. I don't talk to him. McAfee is like, you know, he's standing up the entire time. He's like, really? You don't talk to him in the cafeteria, the locker room? He's like, come on,
In
nothing?
passing?
He's like, no, we really don't. We're in different meetings. Like, really? You can't even have your teammates back.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking
Way to
weak,
be a
dude.
leader, dude.
Fucking
How
weak.
about be a leader of everybody and not just a selective few? Yeah, I don't.
He's
whatever.
another bitch.
Whatever. He is a bitch.
He was going to be on the show next week, but not anymore.
Not anymore. We just canceled you.
Yeah. I don't need to hear what he has to say.
So while we're talking about athletes, did you see the Caitlin Clark deal? I think you pronounced her name Asia Wilson, the Las Vegas Aces, saying that the only she claims that the people only like her because she's white. I mean, there's been multiple people to do that, but everybody's only celebrating her because she's white.
Yeah, I saw a couple things about that. I didn't even give it the decency to look into. I'm like, come on.
So let me read the quote. She said, "I think a lot of people." She said something before this about. I missed the first snippet, but it was about. Of course, it has something to do with race or something like that. She said, "I think a lot." This is the quote. "I think a lot of people may say it's not about black and white, but to me, it is. It really is because you can be top notch at what you are as a black woman, but yet maybe that's something that people don't want to see. They don't see it as marketable, so it doesn't matter how hard I work. It doesn't matter what we all do as black women. We're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is." We're talking about basketball,
And
right?
performance. We are talking, sports.
We're talking about basketball, right? Do we want to talk predominantly?
Let's just take that over to the brother association, you know, in the NBA, right? You got You know who's not white? LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Giannis, Joel Embiid. Oh, the top fucking 100 players.
Weird.
And we all celebrate them and love them. You know what? Because they fucking get eyes on them. They perform. They kick ass. It's amazing to watch. You know what we like to watch is fucking people who kick ass.
So apparently there was a lengthy list of black athletes and pundits who've attributed her popularity to her race, some of them being Cheryl Swoops, Gilbert Arenas, and then writers.
Gilbert Arenas has some wild takes on a lot
Athletics,
of things.
USA Today. I mean, dude, she even won AB over. Did you see the Antonio Brown stuff with her? So come on, she can win him over. But here's a stat. It says over 60% of Americans are white, yet black athletes are disproportionately more popular than white athletes in the United States.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
60% of Americans are white, yet black athletes are disproportionately more popular than white athletes in the United States.
Yeah. Because when you're the best, you're popular.
Exactly.
Period. End of story. That's the way it is in sports. That's the fucking way it is. This isn't 1920. This is 2024. If you're good at your job, we like you.
Yeah. So just black athletes in general, you named a couple of basketball, but Michael Jordan, Serena Williams.
Is that guy popular?
Serena Williams.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather.
Check.
LeBron James.
Check. Yeah.
Anthony Edwards was more talked about basketball player in the NBA playoffs than Jokic, and he won his third MVP in 4 seasons.
Yeah. Every fucking sport.
Patrick Mahomes, biracial, identifies as black. NFL VP of broadcast planning Mike North confirmed last week that Mahomes is the most consistent singular, not counting teams, but singular television draw in the NFL because he's so popular.
That can't be right. He's black.
That's what it says.
That can't be right.
Know.
According to Asia Wilson, that
Shoe
can't be
merchandise
correct.
and ticket sales all disprove that argument in favor of white athletes.
I don't have a fucking shoe rack full of Larry Birds. I got a shoe rack full of Jordans.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Quit trying to make everything race. She's more popular than you right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
She was like the leading the point scorer in the NCAA, or did she break that record, or was that just Iowa? Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway,
and you know what? She has more fans. I
know,
dude. I don't even know what to say. That is such a fucking stupid comment. Because if you just look at the NBA, that doesn't seem to transfer that way, or any other fucking sport. Even the whitest of sports, like you mentioned, tennis and golf.
Yeah.
When you're good, a la Serena Williams,
Tiger Woods.
You're a draw and you're popular.
When you're a phenom,
Yeah.
People love
I
you.
mean, come on. It's sports.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to make that comparison somewhere else, like, okay, maybe I can buy in if you had some evidence, but we're talking about sports, and that's just categorically untrue.
And I would be interested. I didn't take the time to do it because I didn't care that much at the time. But now I'd be interested to know Asia Wilson's stats versus Caitlin Clark's stats. I want to see statistically, like, is she just putting up crazy numbers and nobody's recognizing her?
Well, Caitlin Clark she's got like 3 games in the WNBA.
Sure,
right
I'm
now.
just saying in general, like over a career.
She could be great. She could be the best player in the WNBA,
But she's not new. Everyone wants the new thing. Yeah.
And I mean, she was breaking records in college, so people want to see, like, what is she going to do right now?
Right.
I mean,
another sports thing I wanted to show you. This was pretty awesome. So apparently there's a soccer, football.
what are we talking about? We talking about footy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's called Liga MX, and I don't know if that stands for Mexico, but whatnot. But they are being known for their halftime shows, just taking things to the next level.
Dude,
have you seen this, Adam?
I think I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
So this is like human roping. So they have the
Yes, I love this. This wouldn't fly in the United States,
dude.
There's a lawsuit pending.
Move your cursor,
This
Adam.
is great.
Yes, dude. They snag these dudes good.
Dude, something similar to that ended Bo Jackson's career.
Yeah, no kidding. So anyway, so I was looking up a little bit about this, and so this Liga MX, they at their halftime shows or however they do it in between periods, they do some crazy stunts. So this was just one of them, but they end up having these obstacle courses that they'll pull contestants out, just whoever, and they have a couple other videos that I linked in another article, and they have to make it through these obstacle courses to get to do a penalty kick on the goalie, and if they make it, they win like a mediocre
So if you're
prize.
just listening, what you're looking at is you have ropers on the left and ropers on your right.
And contestants running the gauntlet.
And you got to run through it while these dudes are trying to rope you. And these guys are getting their freaking ankles hung.
By the way, they're professional ropers, so they're getting they're snagging their feet. They're doing
these guys
they're
are
doing
getting
splits.
fucked up.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that
good.
was pretty funny. I wanted to add that in there.
That is hilarious.
Pretty legit. Nothing like watching people.
If you want to
Eat
talk about
shit.
sports and people getting fucked up, Adam, go to Face Blast. This caught my eye. I've seen it before, but I just saw it again this morning. I'm like, I love this.
The Cardinals been pretty good so far as of late, and they're challenged again up the
Grounder
middle.
to short, up the middle, spins around, fires up.
Oh my God!
Oh, tags it, huh?
Call of Duty out here, he gets fucking sniped.
Duty.
Bad side.
Dude, he got blasted.
Listen, I love this guy, this announcer. Listen, Adam, play it.
Challenged again up the middle. Nice play. Fire from the show. Oh my God! What are we playing? Call of Duty out here? He gets fucking sniped in the head, and there's blood already. That's a bad sign.
There's blood already. That's a bad sign.
I love that guy doing the announcing on sports subs. It cracks me up.
It's funny watching this. I came across the old school video of Bo Jackson fielding the ball in right field and just rifling into third on a
fucking
rope.
rope. Yeah, that's a good one. There's a girl I saw playing softball. Obviously, it's not the same distance, but she did the same thing too. And I was like, woo!
Yeah.
Girl's got a
zip
fucking
on it.
hose.
Adam, if you go to my reaction videos, there's a bike jump. Take that thing off Sweet Jumps. I saw this.
Some sweet jumps. Uh-oh. It's got
Oh,
a
yeah.
content warning.
So this dude's on like
I'm going to tell you, looking at this man right
a
now,
really high ramp on a mountain bike.
he has no business doing what he's
Probably
about
good
to do.
2 stories. Oh! I think he died.
Jesus. Well, you just see the way that guy was getting ready. I'm like, this man has no business doing what he's about
He
to do.
lands like your boy doing the backflip, but at a much higher velocity.
Yeah, about a 30
I think
foot.
he broke his neck. Dead.
Oh.
Dude, he was airborne before he hit his
Who made that ramp? Because I think he hit a fucking pothole in that ramp. Because
it on
watch, there's no
purpose?
reason. Yeah, well, look, it as a fault. It's a shitty ramp. Look, the bike hit something.
Oh my God. I really do think he died. I don't have a follow-up, but I just wanted to show you that.
R.I.P., man. Fuck.
That's a broken neck for sure.
Dude. Okay, where are we at? Where are we at? Oh, I mean, we're talking about people getting fucked up. Adam, go to the sound of pain, and you got to turn the sound on just to hear the man as he's being injured.
Love the sound of pain.
All right. So here we have a man operating a little backhoe, gets a little sideways.
Oh.
You can see he tries to jump out of the fucking cab as
my
it's
God.
falling on
That's
him.
horrible. You think that was a leg?
I think it was his whole body. Look how far he gets out of the cab as it's collapsing.
Oh my God.
I think it was
oh my
like his
God.
pelvis area.
So, okay, we're going to go with the sound of pain. Adam, go to my airplane. Low flying plane. All right, one last one.
I'm sorry for everyone that's just
one last
listening.
plane.
Another reason for you to go to YouTube.
And the only
and laugh
reason we're
along with
watching
us.
this is just for the sound at the end. So this is why when you're flying drones, flying planes, you need to stay out of the flight path.
Oh, I did see this one.
Oh! Oh!
In the face.
He yells, "Ow!"
Oh! Oh!
Oh! Ow! Yeah.
If you're just listening
That's
again, this
kind of like
drone's
those
coming
slaughter
in.
bots from last episode. This is what it's going to be before they have the face recognition. They're just going to fly right into your head.
That thing's coming in at like 30 miles an hour and smokes this dude in the head. And then falls to pieces. Man.
All right, back to some real shit. So, slaughter bots. We talked about slaughter bots last show.
Yes.
We talked about how that was from a movie, but the AI face detection, drones, what they're going to be capable of doing in the next X amount of years. Did you see the video of the Russian death bots?
This has got to be good.
It's like legit RoboCop.
Oh, no. It's happening?
Oh, it's happening.
Is this Murphy?
So they're developing fully armed AI robots, which are also capable of choosing targets to attack, and they're soon going to be delivered in future warfare.
Disney and Russia are the last people I want having fucking robots.
Yeah, so just the image of those things moving and the training that they're going through. I mean, clearly he can do push-ups and curls, which is pretty cool because he's a robot. But
yeah, like I don't care if he can
but
do
they
a fucking
look
curl.
they look like RoboCop.
Yeah, I can picture warfare being like this pretty soon. But
Terminator.
Imagine the cost of warfare when these robots are just getting smoked. Is it even worth it? Like, hey, I'm going to send my fleet of robots on your fleet of robots. Like, what are we doing?
It is for the military-industrial complex.
It is for them,
More
yeah.
programs, more money. We need more workers.
But honestly, what are you doing when your robots are just killing the other team's robots? Like, is this like if we're going to do that,
you're not losing real pieces. Is it really that big of a deal?
Why don't we just play a video game at this point?
Do you think that's all like? That's kind of the point. Is eventually it's going to be smoke and mirrors, and it's all going to be like, oh my god, look at
maybe.
I mean, look at how much people get behind sports teams. Do you think they're going to start being behind the military more because it takes the realism out of it and just makes it one more thing that's just you cheer on your team? It's going to be like the Olympics.
Sweden just
but
took
it's
the
war.
Congo.
It's no big deal to go to war. Yeah, it's just robots.
Man, I've been working on this theory lately.
Okay, let's hear it. I love theories.
I don't have it fully hashed out where we're talking about the future of warfare and what the future is going to be, and it involves gay, transgender, all that whole LGBTQ plus community, and aliens, all right, and time travel.
Are we fighting with stuffed animals? Like what's the ammo going to be?
I am developing this theory that everybody in the LGBTQ plus community is an advanced version, is the beginning stages of what humans are going to be in the future.
Okay.
You know how these gray aliens, they're all just this fucking gray thing with the big eyes. They have no fucking genitals, anything like that, right? So my theory is these aliens that everybody sees are actually time travelers, but they are us.
Yeah.
They've figured out a way to come back in time and see us. And why do we have no genitals anymore? Because we just don't need them.
Yeah.
Like we've kind of evolved out of that.
We found a way to lop them all off, and who cares?
And it's kind of like the Matrix too. Like we can grow humans in pods now. We don't need to, have sex with each other. And right now, men especially, like we're losing a lot of testosterone.
We talked about the fertility being down.
The fertility down, the birth rates are down. And I kind of wonder, like, and this is just me wonder, like it's everybody that's part of that LGBTQ community, like, is that the beginning stages of what we're going to become?
That's scary. Well, think about it. We can take embryos and we can
There's
grow,
a lot to hash out in
things
between
in
there.
labs. So eventually, is it going to get to? Do you remember that show, The Silo? Did you watch that on Apple Plus?
Yeah. I like that show.
Is it going to get to that to where like you have to apply to see if you can have a kid, and if you get drawn, but if you don't, oh sorry, but really it's being controlled by the government, and they don't want people populated, but they can just, if you need to, they'll just have whoever reproduce.
I think there's going to be an entire class of people like, hey, you are the birthing class. You're the people that still have a healthy womb that can, carry a child to.
It'll go through waves like our new hires. Like, okay, this is, you guys all get to have birth this round.
Like I said, there's a lot to hash out in between what we have now and what I see the aliens. But that's my working theory. The aliens are us.
We're not far from that already.
I mean, we could be several 100,000 years, but I think that's what it is.
We could also be 100 years from that, John.
No, that's too soon. For humans not to be humans anymore and to be
No,
aliens?
I'm saying, but to kick that off, like to say, okay, here's the new plan.
No, I think it's kicking off right now.
I'm just saying,
I think
100
this
years
is
from now.
it. Like, why else is there all of a sudden this big explosion of, you know, people,
It's more-
LGBTQ?
one more level of control.
I think they are an advanced level of human. It's happening now. You heard it here first.
LGBT.
And the reason why there's so much
community
pushback,
is advanced.
there's so much pushback is because that's not how it's done. We don't see right now, as a heterosexual man sitting right here, we don't see what it's going to be like 100,000 years in the future. But it starts right now, and we're looking at this like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Well, the future is what's happening.
I don't like it. I don't like your future.
So all you people that are bigots against the LGBTQ plus community, cut it out.
I don't like your future.
They're an advanced form of man right now.
Cut it out. They're special.
Hey, you know how you're nice to the AI overlords?
You're nice to the gays.
Start being nice to the gays.
I'm always nice to the gays.
Yeah. No, I know we are, but I'm just saying, I think
Everybody thinks we hate gays.
oh my God, wait till this episode. Like, I'm going to be fucking canceled tomorrow. But I'm saying they are special. They are the evolution.
They're special.
They are the next generation
Yeah.
of human. It starts now.
But you would think without the reproduction that wouldn't be the next generation. They would just disappear. They'd die off.
We are going to become amorphous, gender neutral. Yeah.
Nah, I don't buy it.
Dude, I'm telling you. Where our brains, by the time we're dead, our brains, our consciousness are going to be able to be put in computers and live on. So we're going to fucking see.
But you
and
read
I'm going
that
to go
thing
back and
that
say, Steve, I was fucking
anybody
right.
who's alive 5 years from now has the capability potentially of living to be 500.
Yeah. So, 500, we're not going to get to alien by then, but we'll see. But at some point in our conscious life, I'm going to be able to tell you, remember?
But you think like 300,
Remember May of
300
2020?
years in, you're like, I just don't feel like having sex anymore. I don't need this. I'll just be a part of the movement.
I don't know me. No, like I am the way I am.
That's why it's
I'm
going to take
be
100,000
attracted to
years
women.
because there's people like us who are like,
But like our kids,
doing it.
our great grandkids, yeah, they might just have no desire to have sex.
raise them right, dude.
Hey, man, I like fucking as much as the next man. I'm going to try to instill that value in my children. Who they like fucking or how they like fucking, that's up to them.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying, this is, like I said, this theory wasn't completely hashed out. I just thought of it in the last day or so.
Okay. Were you on the toilet when you were thinking of it?
Was I on the toilet? No.
Oh, okay.
I was driving in my truck.
Oh.
And I was listening to, another fucking great episode of Joe Rogan is the one just previous. This is where I started thinking about it, is the episode previous to Terrence Howard's. I can't remember the guy's name. Maybe, Adam, you could pull it up. But
The simulation guy?
yes.
I want to see that one too. I haven't seen it.
I'm going to buy his book because it got me thinking a lot. And some of the things.
Maybe I don't want to see it.
No, it's like, it's really
I don't want to
fucking
think
good.
that much.
You are going to think. Damn it. Watch this. And it just so happened I'm watching this TV show on Apple Plus, which is a good show called Constellation.
Okay.
Which involves the space travel and the observer effect.
Rizwan Virk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really good, interesting show. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna attempt to do it, but you got to listen. But that's what got me thinking about my theory.
Okay. Just to wrap up my Terrors of AI segment that I like to do almost weekly. We're close. We've talked about thought police and about how that being the next wave. Adam, you pull that up on AI. Did I not link it? So let me see if I can get it to you real quick. So basically, AI researchers are able to scan brainwaves of people, and then they can have AI generate that into the actual visual.
They can tell what you're thinking, which is pretty fucking crazy.
Stand by, Adam. I got you. I wanted to play this video. Yeah, but so they're saying like the whole future, it's in there under AI.
You get your shit together.
Shows it on mine.
Yeah, but just talk about it. I know
Anyway.
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Thank you.
Are no longer safe. But we'll try this. So they had people watch a video and just narrate what was going on in the video in their mind. So there's a woman, she gets hit in the back, she falls over. This is what the computer reconstructed the person thinking. See a girl, looks just like me, get hit in the back, and then she is knocked off. So our thoughts are starting to be decoded. Your dreams are no longer.
Yeah. So
okay. So now
there's significant progress in decoding human thoughts and reconstructing the visual experience from functional magnetic resonance imaging, so fMRI brain scans.
So I already think about this right now. because I use the DALL-E and ChatGPT quite a bit to generate images. Now, what I type in there can sometimes be wildly different than what actually comes out in their picture.
Yeah. So
But
if you could just think it.
This is no, I'm saying it's going to get it wrong.
Oh, you think so?
Because basically what that's saying is narrate in your brain what you're seeing. So, okay, a woman getting hit in the back, pushed down, and it's going to narrate something, but it's not what I'm seeing. It might be the general idea, but it is not what I'm seeing.
Yeah, but what about just the concept, like where AI was at day one, year one, to where it is a year now? Like that's how it starts, is it doesn't get it right. And then all of a sudden it can do it with such visual detail.
Yeah, and here come the thought police.
Yep. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, Johnny was talking about this pre-crime.
Pre-crime.
You had a thought, you're getting arrested.
Like, hey, I didn't do shit. But Agatha says you did.
Yeah.
Right? So you're fucked. Agatha says you're going down. That was the main one, right?
Agatha was the main one.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I don't remember the other two.
Yeah, so Agatha says you're about to murder somebody. Well, you're about to do it.
Yeah.
But I could have just been watching fucking Time Cop with
I could have just been thinking, what if? Like, everybody plays that scenario in your head.
I think about killing people all
take
the
somebody
time.
out. Yeah.
I've yet to act on it.
Yeah.
Yet. I'm kidding. I'd never do that.
Gotta have a plan. Everybody's gotta have a plan.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you gotta have a fuck. You got your go bag. You got your plan how you're gonna kill everybody in your neighborhood to make it out alive. Just it's a thought.
I think we're approaching that time for that next segment.
I do. Okay, hold on.
Hold on. Everybody's favorite segment.
I do want to play something that I just thought was a pretty fucking boss move here. Adam, go to
love boss moves.
Well, I'm going to finish my rundown real quick.
Okay, go.
So
I thought you were done. Sorry.
We sent like $400 million more to Ukraine. I thought that's pretty cool.
More? That's in addition to the $400 million that the Pentagon just found in their coffer.
Yeah, we found $400 million more. Here you go.
God.
That's
what's it like to just find $400 million in your couch cushions repeatedly?
I found $20 in my pocket that day. That was pretty legit. It probably feels like that.
Pretty amazing.
So more money to Ukraine. Hollywood is now working on cloning AI actors like Zendaya, Tom Cruise. They're all for it. And
they have to sign off on that though, right? I mean, they have to be able to be okay with that. And they get compensated. And
I kind of think that if Tom Cruise is AI doubles in a movie, Tom Cruise gets paid like he's Tom Cruise for being in that movie. So I thought, kind of cool, kind of shitty.
Yeah,
but that's happening.
Do you think there's any? Do you remember when the child trafficking thing, all that came out, the Epstein list, and there was a whole bunch of people who thought that the whole reason that they started cloning those AIs and even having that be a part of the topic is so that they could, in the future, they could go, oh, it wasn't me, it was a clone, or it was AI, or
that'd be way in the future, but maybe
not that far.
So we got our Hollywood AI cloning actors coming to a theater near you. North Carolina is the first to ban masks in public places. And they specifically mention masks for medical reasons. They're like, no, take that shit off.
They're banning them? So if you want to wear it, are you allowed to?
No, get that shit off your fucking face if you're going to be in public.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder how that affects people like cancer patients, people with...
Fuck them.
compromised immune systems.
Don't go to North Carolina.
Damn. Okay. I was just reading something else about University of North Carolina just...
They cut out their DEI department.
Yeah, they just cut out. They said no more DEI.
There's been several universities that have done that, so that's kind of cool.
Which is crazy too, because remember we used to hear a lot about that in our department. Like DEI was a big thing, and now you don't hear.
Well, it's because every single member of the department said, "No, we ain't doing that."
Yeah,
like,
but it was a citywide thing. It wasn't just the department.
I know. Man in a woman's prison. He goes and gets someone.
They get pregnant.
He raped her, but yeah. So now he claimed that, hey, I'm a chick. I need to go to a women's jail. I mean, I still got to get my fuck
I love the
on.
video you sent me of the wrestling clip. Adam, did I send that to you? So wrestler, you don't need to look for it. Wrestler, he's in the ring. Female wrestler's in there, and she smacks him, and he's like, oh, I can't do anything to her. So
I can't hit a woman.
He leaves dejectedly, and then like the match goes on, and he comes back out dressed like a woman holding a purse, and he gets in the ring and just beats the shit out of her.
The tagline is like, new world problems call for a new world solution.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
So there was that.
Obviously, I'll state she didn't really beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, so these are all, we could have talked more about these, but I just want to get it off my chest.
Get it.
And this man here,
let's talk more. We go
is served with 75 hours of community service for farting in a cop's face while during a strip search, and
it's resisting arrest.
And he says, "How you like that?"
So he did it on purpose.
75 hours of community service.
As somebody who has a story that I could share one time that'd be pretty interesting, they actually classify that as resisting arrest.
Well. Did you fart in a cop's face?
No, I did not fart in a cop's face. However, I learned that anything...
How did you learn that?
What's the story?
By farting in a cop's face?
No. But no, I just learned that anything that you do as a deterrent, a cop can say, hey, he's resisting arrest.
What if I just ate ice cream?
Doesn't matter. If they want to word it that way, they can word it that way.
I know a couple guys I work with that probably should serve time for the farts they've let off.
I agree. I know those same guys that you work with, and I agree.
I can't believe that some dude got community service for farting.
That's pretty awesome.
Face.
What type of community service do they make you do for that?
I don't know.
Like, do you get to pick?
When I had to do community service back in my younger days,
did you fart in a cop's face?
I did not fart in a cop's face. This is when I was a teenager.
I love it when people are like, hey, I need to ride at the fire station. I need to do community service. It's like, what?
What have you done?
Yeah. This is your community service.
But I got to pick. There's a list of things you could do. I went and worked at a fucking soup kitchen.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Help the less fortunate.
I didn't realize who I was helping at that point.
It probably you probably felt like people were farting in your face at that point.
I actually kind of have decent memories of working there. That wasn't bad. But so, Adam, that was the rest of my fucking little quick hitters there. Now go to cop smoking a cigar. I think this is a pretty boss move here.
A cop smoking a cigar?
Yeah. So you're going to see this cop who's...
I like this rapid fire approach, dude. This is good.
Yeah.
I got a lighter, bro.
Is he holding somebody down?
He's holding...
Pull your light out. No, don't pull it out. They might think you got a gun.
So
pull that nightstick out.
So this cop here is working off duty somewhere in Missouri. I want to say St. Louis area.
On, bro,
He's working off duty and was asked to remove somebody from the place he was working. They got rowdy, so he takes him down.
I got a lighter, bro.
And then he just sits on him and lights
so
the cigar.
He's got him pinned down at... You can mute it, Adam. So this cop, black cop sitting on the chest of a white man, sits there. Another cop, off-duty cop, hands him a cigar, and while he's got this dude pinned down with his knee on his chest,
he's just celebrating a win.
Just celebrates a win, lights up his cigar like he just won the fucking Super Bowl. I was like, that's a fucking boss
there's so
move.
many things wrong with that, obviously, but at the same time, it's like sometimes you got to celebrate those
fun.
little wins.
You got to
dude.
have fun,
Sometimes
man.
you got to celebrate those little wins. I'm not mad at that.
But I could no, I'm not either. I think it's a pretty fucking cool move.
Yeah.
But I can tell you right now, if that's a white cop sitting on a black guy and he smokes up a cigar,
Can't do that.
that's your ass.
Can't do that.
But right here, it's a boss move. I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
I thought that was fun.
I got a quick hitter for you.
Quick,
before we
go.
go. Lottery follow-up. So remember how we talked about possible lottery
I
conspiracy?
saw a couple things that I didn't click on.
Dude,
but
so
that's
there's
like
a 60-year-old guy in Washington, D.C. He thought he became a millionaire when he won the Powerball, $340 million. So he bought his ticket. He used the normal numbers that he always plays. It's like all of his family's birthdays and whatever his Powerball was. So he checked. They had the drawing that night. He didn't have a chance to check it because he was working late or whatever. So the next morning he got up, looked online at the numbers. All of the numbers were his.
I won.
He thought he won. So for 3 days, he kept checking. He didn't believe it, kept saying he won. So he wanted to meet with a financial advisor, met with the financial advisor, got all of his stuff in order, made the phone call, and they said, no, you don't have the winning number. And he goes, no, I do. I've been checking the last 3 days. Here's my ticket. He even took a picture of his ticket to save for proof. And they said, nope, those aren't the winning numbers. You might as well just throw your ticket away. And so he went in to redeem it, and they're like, nope. And the numbers had changed in those 3 days. And so he filed a lawsuit. Obviously, he's suing. And so what they said is that, so during the administrative hearing, the company is Taoti, T-A-O-T-I. I don't know if that's the company that sold him the ticket or if that's who runs the lottery deal in D.C. But it said that they accidentally posted, they weren't real winning numbers, but posted winning numbers to the D.C. lottery website. It said that they were a trial number, like a trial electric drawing, which is normally done on a different website, like a trial deal to see what numbers it's going to pick. And they accidentally posted them to the right website.
Why do they do a trial run to see what numbers are going to be picked?
Don't know, because they did it digitally. But normally they draw the balls right there on the news or whatever, right?
I want to see those balls drawn in my face.
So they were saying that this is an attempted scheme by him on a way to capitalize on an obvious error. So it's kind of a weird deal. We were talking about, it seems like if there were any type of scam on this lottery deal and these corporations winning or selected individuals winning, if there was any type of conspiracy involved with that, this is just another piece to that, where kind of a weird deal that he had the ticket, showed the winning numbers for 3 days. He called and they're like, oh no, that was a mistake. Those aren't the actual winning numbers.
I thought you were going to say that they couldn't find the numbers at all and there's like no proof. I'm like, dude, well, that's why you got to listen to that Rogan episode where the guy's talking about
the numbers.
No, the alternate reality.
Oh, the simulation. Dude, that would explain a lot of the Mandela effect stuff.
He talks about that, and I thought that was super interesting, the Mandela effect. Like, this is just an alternate timeline in the way, like,
I said that to you before, and you're like, that's stupid. No, there's no way.
When he explains it in an alternate universe, not like someone changed the past. Like,
oh, but people talk about like CERN, the Large Hadron Collider. If they're creating the Big Bang in a controlled atmosphere, like people are saying that like that's shifted our timeline.
When he talked about it in alternate realities and stuff, like that made more sense than someone like, hey, there's someone just pulling the strings.
I didn't say someone pulling strings. I've never said that.
The way you and Scrappy were talking.
Okay,
about
Scrappy's different. I've never talked about people
stupid.
pulling strings.
Yeah,
I've talked about cataclysmic events, like when that tsunami hit in Thailand or wherever, it knocked the Earth off its axis by a degree. Like that's a big deal. Like maybe something shifted,
like the water.
Big pool. Okay, let's get to that segment.
Okay.
Get some. All right, so I have two real quick. They're quick hitters.
Let's go.
So the first one I wanted to do was a follow-up on a bridge rescue we covered. It was one of the very first Fireside segments we did.
Talking about the one in Kentucky or whatever?
Was it Kentucky?
Where the semi is hanging over the bridge? Yeah, yeah.
So they've finished their investigation and they've released the dash cam.
Oh, cool.
Video
I did see that. Yeah,
so
yeah,
this is the dash cam from that. And again, this just proves that 99% of all accidents are caused by females. Female truck driver, driving on the bridge.
We did say that. She was female at the time.
Oh, somebody comes into her lane. She squeals, overcorrects, and now she's dangling off the bridge. But isn't that crazy how fast that happened? A car swerved towards her.
Yep.
Towards her, into her lane, hits her, the front of her. She corrects. She pulls.
I don't know if she corrected. Maybe her freaking wheel got punched off.
Yeah. I mean, but dude, that's her vantage point looking down at that water. How crazy is that?
Looking at that, I feel like I could just jump out and be fine.
Yeah, but looking at the view that we saw,
because I'm terrified of heights.
Yeah, looking at the view that we saw, not so much. Where they actually have to rescue her.
I feel like just like I'm jumping out. I'll be fine.
That's a little bit further than a high dive.
I'm not saying it's not, but I feel like maybe survival.
That's gonna be like hitting concrete, dude.
I want to know how high that bridge is.
It's got to be like 5 stories.
You think so?
At least
5 stories into water. I feel like it's easily survivable.
That's true. That maybe it's more than 5 stories. 5 stories would be survivable.
Nope, 5 stories. You said it.
All right.
What's your next one? What do you got? Oh, he's looking up how high
Adam's
the bridge is. 85 feet. So like 8 stories. I still feel like 8 stories. You could do it.
I think that hurts a little bit more.
I'm not going to say you're not going to break your ankle, but it's not like you're falling off and hitting actual concrete.
True.
You're going to survive.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have been screaming.
Anyway, so the other one I have is a very quick hitter, Fireside, and this is kind of a reminder to people, like if you're on the side of the road, you're on the freeway, you get in an accident, you're changing a tire, don't walk along the freeway at night.
Do not.
This is more of a PSA than a Fireside.
What's with the happy ass music?
It's not happy right now.
Oh, why?
And again, female.
How did that
another accident caused by a female?
How did that person not get run over?
I don't know, but man, she got blasted in the back. Semi, got to be a semi.
Well, I think it's the wrecker coming in, right? No.
Yep.
Oh.
Does she have a wig on? She had black hair when she got hit, and then she was blonde when maybe her hood. So she's wearing a black hoodie maybe and some jeans. It's night. It's on the freeway. The only lights on are her hazards and the headlights from the car that smacks her right in the back.
Again, when it comes to the Fireside, we kind of want to hear your stories, any calls you've had, any just cool things that have happened around the station or out and about while you're doing your job. Just send us an email. You can come here to our website at thefiresideShow.com, and you can email us at contact@thefiresideShow.com. Or if you continue scrolling down here, you can just hit start record and record a fancy little message and send it to us and tell us your story. You can be anonymous. You can come on the show live and do it, which would be preferable. You could tell us to go fuck ourselves, whatever you want. The world is yours, but we do want to hear from you.
Yeah.